Hey guys, it's Arcade and it's been a while. So today I'm gonna show you how to make big room house like Martin Garrix or other artists. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna demonstrate it, however, on a song by Martin Garrix Animals that I just made a remake of. And I'm gonna show you how I made it and how you can make your own song using these techniques. So yeah, let's get started. I'm gonna play the song for you. So you probably heard it already, but I'm gonna play you the remake I made. So yeah, that's it. It's not perfect, but it's pretty similar to the original. So I'm gonna show you how I made it, all the sounds except for a few samples, but I'm gonna give you an alternative to those as well. So yeah, let's get started. At the start we have this melody from Animals. I think it is exactly the same. It may not be, but doesn't really matter. You usually start a big room house song with something like this. Maybe the intro first has to be like more quiet and calm, but then you basically bring this big melody, and it goes to the build up, and then there is the drop. So for this melody, I used the Nexus plugin. And I use this lead, but it doesn't really matter what lead you use. You choose your own sounds. I also have few effects on it. I got Sound Goodizer, Sausage Fattener by Data Life, Fruity Limiter, so it's sidechained by the kick later on. It doesn't really matter in this example because there is no kick with the melody. And also I have VST filter. You can use free filter in FL Studio, which is here, and automate this. It basically is low pass or high pass filter. And also I boosted the high frequencies and lowered the low frequencies in this sound. At the beginning we also have this sub bass. So it's always good to start with some down sweep to give it an energy from the beginning. If you don't have any down sweeps, you can use my free sample pack I made. Here it is, and there are a few down sweeps. Now you can find the link to this sample pack on my Facebook page. It's labeled Big Giveaway or something like that. I'm gonna put it in the description so you can find it and download it. You have a lot of sounds here. Then, the second part of the song is this. So basically a build-up. It's different than in the original song, but I had to keep it short. So in the build-up we have white noise. I used a Native Instruments Massive for this time. Just enable the noise oscillator, disable all the others, and basically you have white noise here, white noise, and I also automated the amplifier, so there's this pumping feeling. So yeah, I just put LFO here and set this ratio to 4. Or whatever you want, but 4 worked good for me, so yeah. Then we have this down sweep again. It's actually just crash. So it gives it like more hit when it starts, when this part starts, you feel it, you know. Because without it, it will be like. So yeah, definitely gives it some power. And also these claps and snares give it a power as well. They just go through the whole build-up part. It's a normal clap and snare, and I put a reverb on it with pre-delay, so there's like a delay in that reverb. Without the pre-delay, it sounds like this. But with the pre-delay, it's like. So that gives it a nice effect. Also, I used these tonals, which are basically just small effects that fill some spaces in this melody. You can find these, well, I got this from Vengeance Effects, and I'm not sure where you can find these, but I'm sure you can create them just by creating one simple note and then putting some automation on it. But you don't really have to use them in your songs, but it's what Martin Garrix did, so I thought I would put it there as well. They will be probably available in the whole FLP file, because I'm gonna give this away for download, so I might just put them there. Yeah, then we have this riser. So it's a riser with snares in it. If you don't have one, you can also use from my free sample pack. I have few of these, and also I have this snare. So go ahead and download it, and you can use sounds from there. And at the end of this build-up, I use this sound from Roadrunner instead of We're the Fucking Animals, just for fun. And you can use whatever sound you want. You don't even have to put any voice there. You can maybe put there a snare or something like that, some fill. Basically, be creative, and I'm sure you figure out something better. Now, the most important part you've been all waiting for is the drop, and in the drop you have to use this kick. Not this exact one, but Big Room House is basically defined by this very big kick and bass and some sound. So these kicks I got from Big Fat EDM Kicks. They have few of these in each kit. There's one, and they are on in some key, so you have to pay attention to that, because you have to do the melody according to what key the kick is in. So I'm using this kick. You can also create your own. There are a few tutorials on YouTube on that, but they are not perfect. It's pretty hard actually, but you can always use some of these samples. I see nothing wrong with that. And then I also used a normal kick, just to give it more power. Then we have this synth, well, this click sound that Martin Garrix used. So basically, when you're making this melody, you usually want to use like triplets notes. So you set this to 3-step, so you can put notes like this. As you can see here, I use them. So yeah, you don't have to do that, but it's pretty nice when there are some triplets as well. So that's what sound Martin Garrix used. Here it is. Here's the sound. It's pretty easy to make, actually. I'm gonna also give you a download link for this sound. but you can make it on your own. Just put this to sine triangle, position to left, intensity to right. Amplifier doesn't really matter. It could be actually fully there, but it's just volume. Then also this to 36, and here you put an envelope which is set like this, and you put it to -12. You actually don't have to do this envelope thing. You can just not use this and put this to 24. It's gonna be slightly different, but it's almost unnoticeable. I also put unisono to 3 and enabled this pitch cutoff and move this slightly, but you don't have to do that as well. One important thing is to set envelope 4, which is amplifier mode, the sound itself, the volume, to this, because you want a short click sound. You don't want like a long note. So put level down, decay like this, and attack down, and you get this sound. And another thing that I have to show you is the effects I used for the sound, because they are also pretty important. Without the effects, it sounds like this. So with the effects, I put EQ on there and boost all the high frequencies a lot, and delete all the low frequencies because we don't even need them. Then I put sound goodizer on it as well. Reverb, set like this. Doesn't really matter, you can set it however you want. And sausage fattener again. You don't probably even need that. Yeah, basically, instead of sausage fattener, you can boost some high frequencies again. And also I used 3D stereo shaper and put it to stereoize preset, which gives it more stereo feel. See here. I'm not sure if you can hear it on YouTube, but I do hear it. So yeah, that's what effects I used. They are pretty important. And that's how we got this. Then we got this pryda snare, which I made using 3 snares, some presets, just some samples of snares. But they were without the reverb, just normal samples. And then you put a lot of reverb on it. Just put a reverb at 70 and decay 7.2. That's what I did. You don't have to do the same exact numbers. But a lot of reverb, and then you record it using Edison. So you set this to record and you click on play. And when you play it, will record the sound, and when it repeats, it creates this marker. So you can delete the second one and only copy the first one, and then just make it short like this, so the reverb isn't affecting another part, just this one. Yeah, and also I also put a sound goodizer on it and boosted the high frequencies. And let's create this pryda snare. Then we get to this sound, but the second part of the drop uses ride. Only thing I changed here is cut itself, so it means it won't overlap. So every time a new ride hits, the old one gets quiet, so they won't overlap when they are long samples. And also a clap. And you can see how I moved the clap like this a little bit before the beat, because it looks like this in here, and you can see the clap hits a bit later, not right away. So I moved it like this, and it creates this snappy effect. That's pretty nice. Then we have this melody. It's like a fill, because you don't want this to repeat all the time. You wanna like put something at the end of the 4 bars or 8 bars. You want to put something different there. So this melody is pretty good, like something like the melody or this pryda snare as well, just to change it up a little bit. That's pretty much it. That's what you do. That's how you make some build up and the drop, and then again you're gonna repeat the melody, gonna use some calm part and get back to the drop. And if you want to see what I created like in 5 minutes, just to show you the other melody you can do. So yeah, the most important thing in these songs is the melody and the sound you use. Basically, that's where you should get creative. So you can basically create something like this and then change the melody, and that's what most of the songs are. They are really similar, but the melody is always something special, and that's what I think you should focus on. So yeah, get creative with this. It's a new style. You can still explore it and create new things in it. It's pretty hard to get successful with it because a lot of people are doing it nowadays, but you can try. Hopefully this tutorial helped you a little, and you can also download this FLP file. So yeah, if you liked it, you can like the video, or you can subscribe if you want to see more videos. But you don't have to, it's your life. But it helps me, and you can also learn new stuff. But if you are not interested, then you don't have to do any of those. But hopefully you learned something new, and yeah, this is the end. Goodbye.